Welcome back. And now, Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi over the weekend said that they will support a motion to rename Sandton Drive after Palestinian activist Leila Khaled. Now, the renaming has come from a number of opposition parties, including the Democratic Alliance, the Patriotic Alliance, and Action SA, which was proposed by the city of Johannesburg on September the 18th. Now, Africa for Palestine has been one of those solidarity groups that have also been pushing for this to happen. And Alie Komape from the organization joins me now. Assalamu alaikum, Ali, and always a pleasure having you on here on News in Focus on Hilaal TV.
Alaikum salam, and thank you for having us once again.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. So, Ali, talk to us about this a poll that Africa for Palestine has been distributing. I did see it on one of the WhatsApps, and obviously it's asking for public participation. Talk to us about that, please.
Just for context, Faraz, in 2018, the city of Johannesburg put through a motion in the city council to rename Sandton Drive to Leila Khaled Drive, William Nicol to Winnie Mandela Drive. And I think Winnie Mandela Drive got changed last year, September last year. So the motions, the two name changes were proposed at the same time on the city council floor, and majority voted for that. That's in 2018. It has taken 6 years for the city of Johannesburg to officially start the administrative process of renaming Leila Khaled, renaming Sandton Drive to Leila Khaled. Now, there have been calls for public comments. Public comments is residents of Johannesburg and South Africans in general asking them, what do you think about this? It's one of the administrative processes that the city does when it does a name change. Just like a bill of law. Before it's passed, they call the public to comment on the bill and tell the government what they think about it. So that is the public comments there. As Africa of Palestine, we are contributing physical forms for people to fill in, to say, my name is Faraz and I support this. And there are online forms, which I think people have found more user-friendly because they can just do them on their phones, on their laptops, whatever, or they can take them from their WhatsApp groups like yourself. You got in one WhatsApp group. So we are canvassing for people to respond positively to the city of Johannesburg, just to give it that little oomph of support to say, as residents of Johannesburg and as South Africans, we support you.
Now, you said 2018, and the irony of all of this is that the DA was still in charge of the city of Johannesburg. If I stand corrected, Herman Mashaba was still the mayor of Johannesburg. You couldn't have scripted that any better, am I right, Ali?
That's very accurate, actually. Yeah. The mayor of the city of Johannesburg was a DA councillor, Herman Mashaba. The DA and all of these political parties now screaming unfair were defeated on council. And the issue here is, this is just an administrative process. So we are not asking for people to deliberate on why they support Leila Khaled or they don't. That was done in the city council on the floor, where Herman Mashaba and the DA were defeated by majority vote. So this was a democratic process. This was not a extortion process or people who were pressured into. No, it was on the floor, open to all the councillors in the city of Johannesburg belonging to different political parties and independents, if there were any at the time. But the Herman Mashaba got defeated. So you're right, you couldn't have scripted better, because the DA is crying foul right now. They are saying, no, help us not to get this done. They were defeated in council. They want to find a backdoor, some kind of a Mickey Mouse backdoor process to circumvent the renaming of the tweet, which they will fail dismally.
Right. Ali, let's just say you get the numbers. I don't know what the target is from Africa for Palestine to go ahead and say, well, look, hey, the public would love this Sandton Drive to be renamed Leila Khaled Drive. So what is the number that Africa for Palestine is looking at to say, hey, look, there's quite a large number of people who believe it should be changed, or the opposite? Well, there's not a lot of people that actually want Sandton Drive to be renamed. Talk to us about that, please.
Look, to begin with, it's not a numbers game, all right? Because the numbers game was in the city council, where the motion was voted for. This is an administrative process that deals with the quantity and the quality of the arguments. All right. So the city now, let's say, for instance, we believe we're in the majority. By the way, our government supports Palestine. Majority of councillors in the city of Johannesburg support Palestine. Majority of South Africans support Palestine. We are in the majority. We believe that anyway. So let's say we get 20,000 votes, which I think is where we are at the moment. 20,000, not votes, 20,000 people of Johannesburg saying we support the move, and 10,000 of the detractors saying they don't support the move. So the city of Johannesburg doesn't go and tally and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. No, they look at, okay, what are the arguments? It's just an administrative process of the city. If it was, it's not a referendum, because if it were that, they would have called a referendum a long time ago. But that's not how government works. Government has processes to take decisions and implement decisions. If they would call a referendum for anything and everything government was going to do, then there would be no need for a government. So in this particular instance, they'll take stock of whatever they got, report back for audit processes, and then tell us this is the process we run. By the way, the city of Joburg right now, including the department that is running this process of renaming, has an obligation, right? Has an obligation from the city council meeting. So most people don't understand. This is not the beginning of the process. This is not a end all or be all of the process. This is just another leg of an administrative process. The penultimate decision was taken on the city council floor. So the department that is tasked with renaming Sandton Drive to Leila Khaled Drive, they don't have a choice but to be pro this particular move because it was taken in the city council. So it's not a mere numbers game. No. We must not reduce it to that. The city will take stock of what its residents are saying, but in essence, we can say that the city has no choice because the city council has resolved it. But this is the process they must run, and they must come back and say, no, we have taken stock of what the residents are saying, but we feel strongly that the city council resolution to rename the street is the right one and continue. Just like they did with the Winnie Mandela Drive, by the way, changing William de Colton, Winnie Mandela Drive, they followed the same process, and we believe they're going to do the same with Leila Khaled Drive.
Yeah, but I think both you and I would agree that also when they do sit for council, of course, this was, taken up on September the 18th. We don't know when they're going to be sitting again in the next probable council to talk about the actual renaming. I don't know the exact numbers, but I mean, if Action SA, DA, and the PA are, obviously voicing its concern, voicing their disapproval of the renaming, I think it leaves the ANC and probably the EFF as well, two of the parties that could go ahead and support this motion. Here we're talking of a numbers game. Are you convinced that the city council will be able to go ahead and pass this when you look at those numbers there? The one advantage is that the current mayor of the city of Johannesburg is Dada Morero, who is an ANC councillor. So what's your take on it? Do you think that given the city council and the numbers that this motion could be passed?
Look, I can't speak on behalf of the city on other things. I'm a resident of the city of Joburg, so I speak with authority on some of the things because I belong to the city and I live here. But I cannot speak to how they table these things. And the Patriotic Alliance, by the way, are the ones now with Action SA saying they want to take the matter back to the city council floor. But government decisions don't work that way. They don't. The city council doesn't pass a resolution, and then because you feel like you've changed how you feel about it 2 weeks later, you bring it back to the city. The city council has many things to discuss. In fact, if this is taken back to the city council, it must go through processes that will inadvertently allow it to be back on the city council floor. But I don't think it's going to be back on the city council floor. They've dealt with the issue before. So they're not going to deal with the issue again. Yeah. But I don't want to speak on behalf of the city. So in any case, if it does go back to the city council, we have the numbers. So if you take the EFF, you take the ANC, you take Al Jamaa, you take other parties that are in support of Palestine.
EFF is one of them.
Fine.
Yeah.
We're fine. Even if they take it, and these are the parties that voted for in the first place. They didn't vote against. So even if they take it back, we are confident that nothing will change really.
Given who Leila Khaled was, of course, in the resistance against Israel and her personality and the magnitude, I mean, she was here last year, just after the genocide had started on October the 7th. The renaming of Leila Khaled Drive, what volumes would it speak about South Africa's solidarity with Palestine?
Just to give our viewers some kind of historical context as well. In 2018, when the ANC brought this motion to the floor, they said no, they have options. Ramallah Street in after the city of Ramallah in the West Bank. Others said no, just Palestine Street is fine. But someone in the ANC said no, let's Leila Khaled. Let's go for Leila Khaled because it symbolizes resistance. It's more in context. It fits properly the narrative of Palestine today, and I think this was a wise decision. So to commemorate Leila Khaled, because Leila Khaled is more than an individual, it's more than a name, and I think she has accepted this. She's still alive, of course. She has not passed. She has accepted that she works as a symbol of resistance, not only for Palestinians but for other oppressed people, groups of people in the world. I mean, Leila Khaled is being studied even in women's studies as a resistant fighter, who is a woman who not only has fought against occupation, oppression, and apartheid from settler colonial Israel rule, but someone who has fought male chauvinism in her own spaces to fight alongside her male counterparts in a place where conveniently is not known for a place for women. Men got sent to war, they carry grenades, as she was carrying grenades, they carry shotguns and they go fight, and women go run the medical centers of war and so on. But she unconventional places where she go in, and she be studied globally to inspire women. So this is a great choice. This is a wonderful choice, and we think it fits perfectly into the narrative of the Palestinians resisting occupation, apartheid, and colonialism, but also into a shared history of South Africa. Our point is that when generations to come look at Leila Khaled Drive and say, what does it mean? Their parents will have to tell them, this is where we come from in South Africa, this is where Palestinians come from, and this is what it means to us.
Do you know which embassy is in Sandton Drive, Alie? I'm going to give you one answer.
It's the consulate of the United States.
Well, there you go. Imagine
drive.
renaming Leila Khaled Drive in the same road as them. You could not script that any better. Alie, always a pleasure having you on here on News in Focus. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us, Salam.
That's Alie Komape from Africa for Palestine. Interesting to see how it's going to be taken, whether the City Council will go ahead and actually execute it as Leila Khaled Drive or it'll remain at Sandton Drive. Well, we live in a democracy, that's the beauty of it. And we will, of course, be following it here on Hilaal TV. From myself, Faraz Patel, and the rest of the team in Johannesburg, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.